We're here at the Walther Firearms booth. They came out with a new PDP still frame this year, along with their PDP line. Today I've got Chris with me here. We're going to be talking a little bit about the PDP still frame, why they came out with the still frame, because they were always known for the polymers and everything in between. Chris, can you tell us a little bit about the reasoning on why we came with steel frames?
Sure. So we had our PPQ line, which was kind of adapted from the P99. It was always a great pistol for us. We discontinued the P99. That then went to the PPQ. The PPQ did get a steel frame of its own. A lot of people remember the Q5 match. But then the PPQ line got discontinued now for the PDP. The PDP is the newest, the latest, the greatest, but we didn't have a steel frame version for it yet. So we went ahead and made our steel frame match. That's the one that we came out with first. That's this one with the 5-inch barrel. This one comes with a dynamic performance trigger. It has interchangeable grips. These are actually from our good friends over at Lock Grips, LOK Grips. They do really, really cool stuff for us. It's optics ready, has removable magwell, comes with 3 20-round magazines. This is the one we came out with in October. And then our new Shotshow announcements where we came out with this one in compact size, so a 4-inch with a compact grip, 15-round capacity. It's got a little bit of a price break, about $200 less because it doesn't have the dynamic performance trigger or the slide lightning cuts and the magwell. So there's a compact version of the steel frame now, and then the other version was a full-size 4.5-inch. This one is MSRP about $18.99. The full-size 4.5-inch and the compact are $16.99.
And as far as the weight between them, what's the difference in weight between the steel frame and the polymer frame?
It's pretty substantial. The steel frame is 40 ounces.
40
so
ounces.
We all know what 40 ounces is. That's
Right.
pretty universal weight that everyone's familiar with. But it adds a lot of stability, especially like rapid fire, things like that. You'll notice your dot or your optic, your front sight, it's not going to move nearly as much.
Right.
I think our entire competition team is moving to the steel frame, so they're all really excited about it. There's limited addition to over transitioning on swing weight. That hasn't really been an issue for those guys. We trust their opinion on it. But the recoil reduction has been a really massive benefit for those guys. They think it's really going to help push them over the edge. So
Awesome. And what's your favorite thing about the PDP line in general?
I like that it's optics ready. It's 2024. I feel like everybody needs to be shooting optics. I grew up on iron sights. I love them. They're great. But, I also grew up with a toaster oven. There's a lot of things that just kind of the air fryers here. Air fryer's the way to go for making food. Optics are the way to go for aiming a gun. It takes a 3-sight plane thing for your target, front sight, rear sight, turns it into one picture, and it's faster, it's better, and we're here for it. So
Yeah, and that's still a big controversy right now. Is a lot of the older generation and the older crowd still want iron sights, and they refuse to transition to iron.
You can keep your irons. I mean, there's still irons on there. We even have several different options for irons that'll co-witness with all the most popular optics. But we even did a promotion last year. If you bought a PDP, you would get a free Ameriglow red dot, just so that we could try and get more people exposure to the red dots.
Yeah.
We really feel like it's the future, and the industry seems to be leaning that way as well.
Awesome. And talk to me about the serrations. What's the design of the serrations? So we all know serrations are for that extra grip, especially in dire situations. If you need to not use your hand, use clothing, boot, whatever you need to do. I've heard talk about serrations being a little beefy.
Yeah.
What's your take on the serrations?
We call them our super terrain slide serrations. And what we mean by that is that this isn't a slide that we then cut serrations into. We took the design of our slide and then built serrations on top of that. So if your hands are, oily, sweaty, covered in blood, covered in mud, it really doesn't matter. You're going to be able to get a grip on the gun. Have a malfunction, you're going to need to rack the gun as quickly and efficiently as possible, and these really help you do that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I personally shot the PDP Pro line. I will say it's a very great gun, especially after about 500 rounds to it, which is standard break-in period for anything. The slide becomes really nice to rack. It's easy to shoot. You don't get that snappiness within the first 100 rounds. It kind of calms down a little bit. It's definitely a good gun, and being somebody that's been in the industry for a while, that's one thing as a protection agent that we look for. What can we get that puts our sight alignment back where we need it to be as fast as possible?
Yeah.
And the PDP does a really nice job of that.
Good. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. We're super proud of it. We actually just got picked up also by the Pennsylvania State Police. It's going to be their new duty weapon.
Nice.
We just announced that recently, so that was kind of a big news deal for us. But yeah, no, it's been a great pistol, and we're real proud of it. So glad to hear that people are liking it.
Well, I appreciate your time, Chris, for talking to us about the new steel frame and the PDP line.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.